spooky. As always, if you want to get yourself comfy, elevated on a blanket to help relieve the stress from those hips a little bit and that low back, feel free. Or you can just sit where you are. And if you get uncomfortable with those legs crossed, you can always extend them out in front of you. And just find a place so you can slow down that body, that mind, and that breath. Take a minute, settle in. Sitting up nice and tall, each vertebrae stacked one on top of the other. Creating some length, creating some lift through the top of the head and through that spine. Just creating some length in that breath. As you inhale, trying to make just a little bit longer each time you inhale and a little bit longer each time you exhale. Next time you inhale, lifting up through the top of that. As you exhale, lower that chin to your chest, and then just gently begin rocking that head out side to side, right, left, right. Half neck circles, that chin passing through center each time. And we're going to take that right ear over to the right shoulder. We're going to hold it here, press that left shoulder down away. We're going to take our hand out to the side with that pinky down, with that palm forward. Taking that arm over to the side, pinky down, palm forward, right shoulder and left shoulder pressing down and away, right ear to the right shoulder. From here, just turning that palm back. So now that thumb is down, arm is just out right directly from that shoulder. And then just replacing that hand, relaxing that shoulder, just rock that head out again a couple times, left, right, left. When you're ready to go to the left side, we're gonna hold that left ear to that left shoulder. And again, just push that right shoulder down away. And then take that hand, just resting it beside you, pinky down, palm forward. Again, just rotating that palm back, thumb down. And continue to breathe. And then just replacing that hand. Again, relax that shoulder, and a couple times just rock that head out side to side. And we're going to bring that chin down towards your chest. Just letting the weight of the head be enough to create some stretch through the back of the neck. Still sitting up nice and tall, just that chin has lowered forward. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift that chin up. We're just going to take those hands down beside us. And we're just going to take a stretch over to the right. Taking that left arm, reaching over to the right. And if you want, you can scoot that right arm out. But taking some length and some stretch all the way through the left side of the body. That arm and that bicep right over that ear. And then we're going to bring it through center and over to the other side. So now reaching over to the left with that right arm. And then one more time going back over to the right. Breathe. And one more time to the left. And then go ahead and bring ourselves back to center, inhaling those arms up, and exhale and fold forward, seated forward fold. Head, chest, and body coming forward wherever they would like to go. Let those knees open up and out to the side, and draw that body forward, hinge from the hips. And then from here, inhale, nice deep breath, nice tight core, head up, and all that spine comes up together. Let's take those legs out from underneath us. If you are propped up on any blankets, take those out from underneath. Kitty to move to those. Let's extend those legs. All right, and let's inhale up and let's exhale and fold forward. So you do forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. Middle here, so just hold yourself wherever you've got room. All right, we can do today. All right, hamstring stretching, that low back stretching as we draw it all together. And from here, once again, inhale, head up, a nice tight core. Let's bring ourselves all the way up to center. Once again, just taking those hands down beside us as we take a stretch over to the right. Again, with that left arm reaching over. Now, just with those legs extended, taking that side body stretch. And again, you can take that arm with you if you want to get a little more stretch, slide it out, and then bring it back to center, over to the other side. And then one more time, bring it back. And over one more time to the left. And then back to center one more time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Take that forward fold. And just take a moment to relax. Once again, nice deep breath, inhale, head up. Let's bring ourselves all the way up, and then from here, we're going to recline back onto our forearms. We're going to come back onto our forearms. As we come back over those forearms, those knees are going to come up with us, bend to some bent knees, and we're just going to start to bicycle those legs out. Extending one leg, bending the other. And let's extend that right leg and bend that left knee and just hold it here. So just come to a little hover, a little hold, pull that belly in nice and tight. And then once again, alternate. And then that left leg extends and that right knee bends, or just the other side. And if you need to, you can lower that leg all the way down to the ground, but if you can, hopefully hold it right here. And then again, alternate it, one and the other. Then from here, we're going to bend those knees, and we're going to hold onto those shins and roll back it up. So we're going to roll back. Once we get up, come just hold, toes hovering right above the ground. Once we're back up, hover and hold. So coming into a modified boat, let's lift and lengthen through the top of the head. So roll the shoulders back and down. Squeeze those inner thighs together. And then extend those legs. Inhale up, exhale, fold it forward. And then from here, inhale, nice deep breath, head up. Let's bring ourselves all the way up to get it all the way up. And then from here, let's go ahead and take those hands down beside us with those fingers back. And then from here, we're just going to roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. If you've got good neck stability, you can lift that chin, just opening up through that chest, squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then from here, we're going to release. And now with the fingers forward, we're just going to do the same thing. So now the fingers are forward and pointed towards the buttocks. And we're just going to squeeze those shoulder blades. Again, if you've got that good neck stability, you can take that head back. And then from here, we're going to release and climb back onto those forearms. And then let's take those legs up. And then we're just going to lower one leg and lift it back up. Lowering one side. Lifting it back up. We're going to hold that right leg down and keep that left leg up. So just in a little scissor, hold those legs and then bring it up, and once again alternate. We're going to bring that left leg down and hold that right leg up. Just hold, hover that left leg above the ground, and then bring it back up, and then once again alternate. And then from here, once again, bending into those knees, rolling ourselves up, little hover, little hold, and then again, backing up. So trying to bring yourself to a place where you're just hovering, you're holding. Once we're back up, hold here. And then from here, release that right arm. And that left arm just holding. And take that right arm back. and release the left. And then bring it back, lift and lengthen, release both arms. So keeping those knees bent, so kind of a modified boat, one more breath. And then from here, extend those legs and fold forward. And then from here, inhale, nice flat back, up we come. We're gonna come up onto our hands and our knees. A couple cat-cows, now stretching the other side of the body, been warming up that belly, let's stretch that back. Inhale, round that back, draw the shoulder blades apart, and into cat. And then reversing that curl, tailbone lifts up behind you, we can't into cow. And then from here, cat-cows, round, reverse, stretch that spine. One more time each way. All right, and then we're gonna make our way into a neutral spine. And then from here, we're just gonna curl those toes and lift those knees so they're hovering right above the ground. So you can lift those knees just a little bit off the ground, quarter of an inch maybe. Just pull that belly in nice and tight. Keep that back engaged, keep that belly engaged, keep that buttocks engaged. Give me another breath. And then we're gonna come to the knees and sit back into a child's pose. And then from here, let's bring ourselves back up, back to those hands, to those knees. And once again, hover, come and hold. Belly in tight. And breathe. And then from here, drop to the knees, scoot the hands a little further and forward and curl your toes if yourself up into your downward facing dog. And so lift that tailbone up, push back into those heels. If it feels good, you can walk it out, do what you need. And into that down dog. Taking a couple breaths right here. Stretching the back side of the body through the hamstrings. All right, oh, hi Sabrina. And Anne joined us. Good to see you girls. Look towards those hands and let's walk those feet up to those hands to standing forward fold. Feet about hip distance apart wherever you're comfy. Lengthen those legs, lengthen that back. Draw it all together. In here too, if it feels good, you can walk it out. Do what you need. And then when you're ready, just come and fold and hold. Stretching those hamstrings, stretching that back. From here, inhale to that flat back. Pushing those hamstrings back, pulling the crown of the head forward. And release, and then inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out to the side, head up, nice flat back to help protect that spine. And bringing the arms down and around to your heart center. And then from here, those feet about hip distance apart. Just going to make our way into tree. As we take that right foot anywhere except for where that knee bends, if you want to need something that's going to give you lots of stability, you take the toe out to the side, a little bit more stability in, and then as you can, if you want to pick up that foot and move it up that thigh, just make sure you're avoiding that knee joint. Open up that hip, draw that knee out and open. Find some stability, find some balance. Start with those hands at that heart center. Got a nice strong left leg, but also that right leg is pushing onto the inner thigh to help give you that support. And from here, if you can, bring the arms up, open up your tree. If you want a little more challenge, you can tilt the head up. You can even come into a little bit of a back bend. Just depends on what works for you. And then from here, we bring ourselves back to center. Bring those hands back to our heart center. Come and hold. Close your eyes if you need more challenge. Breathe. Just a little bit of balance, a little bit of stability. Place that's needed for you. And from here, one more breath. And then as we release that right leg, we're gonna cross that right leg over the left. So making sure you've got a nice stable base because we're gonna fold forward. Inhale up, exhale, folding forward. So the right leg's crossed over the left, switching the outside of the left leg, and we're just gonna walk the arms and the body a little bit to the right. Again, legs are as long as possible. If you can't get the hands to the ground, you can take them to the shin. If you have a block or a book that you can help to elevate if you need that, that's ideal. Keep breathing. Legs are long. Again, outside of the left leg. So from the outside of the left knee up the hip is where we're aiming for that stretch. Walk the hands back just to center. Inhale to a flat back. Hands can stay on the ground or go to the legs. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads. Nice flat back, up we come. Bring the hands down and back around. Once you're ready, go ahead and cross those legs. Cross it out. We can shake it, shimmy it out, whatever you might need to do before we go to the other side. Oh, you're okay, kitty. Sorry. All right, Diego. All right. When you're ready, standing on that right leg. And again, that left leg anywhere that works. Find your balance first. Just start with the hands at the heart center. Start here. Try and draw that left knee out and open. So you want those hips opened out to the side. Push that left foot into the inside of that right leg for stability. Again, make sure it's not at the knee joint. And then as you can, challenge. Again, if you've got stability, maybe one more challenge, tilt that head up, back bend if you wish. One more breath. And then from here, slowly, again, making your way back to where those hands come back to that heart center, lifting and lengthening up nice and tall, shoulders stacked over the hip. Holding it here. And then as we release that left leg, across that left leg over the right. So again, before we fold, make sure you get that good stable base. When you're ready, inhale, exhale, fold it forward. And again here, walk the arms over a little bit to the left. Outside of the right knee to the outside of the right hip. Big band of muscles we call our IT band. Trying to get a little stretch, a little length. Breathe here. And then walking those hands back to center. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms out, head up, chest leads, nice flat back. Up we come. All the way up. Just standing and hands back down around. And then uncross those legs. All right. And when you're ready, feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, the arms up. Take the hands together and the two fingers into temple, and just take it over to the right. So with a little side body stretch over to the right, and then over to the left. And then back again to the right, taking that reach and that length all the way from the outside of the left hip, all the way up through the left shoulder and arm. And then one more time, over to the other side. And then bring it back to center and just release those hands down. And then from here, inhale, all the way up. Exhale, fold it forward. Into that forward fold. And then from here, we're just going to walk those hands out into a plank. We're going to hold that belly in nice and tight. We're just going to walk those hands back to a forward fold. Just continue a couple more times. Walk the hands out to a plank, belly in tight, and then walk it back. If you need to, you can do this from your knees. Walk it out. Come and hover and hold one more time. Time to get to that plank, just come and hold with your bellies pulled in tight, looking out somewhere just in front of those fingers and those hands. And then from here, slowly chaturanga, lower down, lift up to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. Coming into a down dog, pushing back into those heels, and just hover and hold it here in that down dog. from here, lift that right leg up behind you, nice and high, down dog splits. And then angle forward to that plank and bring that knee underneath. And extend it back up. And again, come forward, underneath comes that knee. And extend. On this third time, instead of coming and hovering underneath, we're going to swing it forward, flat foot, in between the hands, up into a high lunge. Lift yourself up, bend into those knees. Just come into that high lunge. Front knee, right knee over that ankle, a little behind, okay. Take a look at that knee placement. Come here, breathe. And then from here, just take the arms out to the side of the T, and then bend those knees as we drop the arms up, bring the arms up. So dropping the arms out to the side, bringing it up. One more time. And then once we sink down into that lunge, just hover, hold it here. And then from here to warrior two, open up through that left foot, drop onto the inside of that back foot, left foot, and open up the hips, open up the arms, and squeeze in between your shoulder blades. So from here, coming into that warrior two, coming into that front knee, squeezing those shoulder blades together, reaching long through those arms. Getting that right knee is over that ankle, a little behind, always okay. Just make sure you're not pushing that right knee out over that ankle, because that ankle stretches that knee joint. And I always say, with that knee placement, you might not feel anything today if you are overstretching, but eventually over time, if you overstretch all those tendons, movements in that knee, and you could not like it, and you might give out. One more breath. And then let's take that right toe and let's bring ourselves forward into a wide-legged forward fold. So now just coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Bring ourselves down. Right, and then from here, we're going to come down onto those knees. If you need to scoot the legs a little further in front, but further together, just going to come down onto the knees and then onto those forearms, and then we'll send those hips back a little bit. So a little stretch through those thighs. Again, if you need to accommodate your knees a little narrower, come down on your forearms, and just push the hips slightly back, and your thighs, extra stretch. Breathe. And then from here, bring the hips back forward, or bring ourselves back up. And then from here, we're going to keep that left knee bent. We're going to take that right leg long out to the side. And we're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to bring ourselves up with those arms into airplane. And we're just going to tilt over to the left a little bit, and then bring it back to the side. So working on those obliques a little bit. Little airplane. And then from here, if you can, bring the arms together at the top, lean over to the side, and back up. And now if you can, taking the hands behind the head. And again, just aiming that elbow down. If it's too intense, you can always keep those arms long. And then from here, we're just going to lean over and we're going to hold it. We're going to hold it right here. Again, if you need to come to airplane arms, feel free. You need to adjust the arms, one more breath. And then we're going to take the right hand down. We're going to lift that left leg, take that left arm over. And then we bring that left arm towards that right knee and that right leg as we just bring it in. So working on those obliques a little bit here. A little bit of strength, a little bit of power. One more time. And we're just going to reach out and hold. One more breath. And then from here, we're just going to bring that foot back up, bring ourselves back out. One more time. Just tip it over, and again, take that arm, left arm up, hold it here, one more breath. And then from here, we're just going to bring both knees and both parts of our body to the side, into tabletop. And then couple cat cows, round reverse. Stretch that spine. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way forward, downward facing dog. So go ahead and scoop those hands up further in front, curl your toes, lift your hips, down dog, here we go. So coming into that down dog, that's right here. And then that left leg lifts up behind you. Nice and high down on splits. And then bring that knee underneath. And send it back. And do that again. Knee underneath. Send it back. This time, bend it, swing it forward, try to get it between your hands. We didn't get there, pick it up, move it, or just wiggle it forward, lift up to a high lunge. Lift that head, lift that chest. From here, bend into those knees. So as we come into that high lunge, again, take a look. If you can see yourself in your camera where that knee is, right over the ankle behind, fine, just don't want that knee pushed out. If you can't see yourself anywhere, look for those toes. You should probably see them about coming to look at them. And once again, as we go ahead and straighten out that leg, and take those arms out to the side and bend into that knee. So again, just a little bending, a little extending. And we'll get back down into that low lunge. We're going to hold it here, one more breath. And then to our warrior two, open up through the hips, open up through the arms, and bend into that front knee. And again, if that right foot is to the side, left foot forward, and instead of keeping that extreme angle, if you pick up that right heel and aim it down a little bit towards the left corner of your mat, and help alleviate any of that pressure on that knee. And then hold. One more breath. And then from here, again, release that toe, release ourselves into that nice wide leg forward fold. Walk the arms through, if you like. Going up through those inner thighs. Walk the arms back, come back to a half fold. And then from here again, dropping down onto those knees, get a little thigh stretch. Again, if you need to accommodate, you can. This time though, as we're on those knees, we're just going to walk the arms forward. And we're just going to take a child's pose with those knees underneath. Hips elevated above the knees, just a little bit different child pose. Trying to sit back if you can, and you extend the arms. We won't go a bit too far back, so if the knees super wide. We're not putting things together, moving over. One more breath. And walk those hands back. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. And then from here, we're going to take that right leg. Let's see. Yeah, left leg out to the side. Figure out what side you've already done. And then again, going back to that airplane, tilting over to the side. And then from here, bringing the arms up. And again, taking it over, bringing it back. And then if you can, hands behind the head, over to the side, and up. One more time, once we get to the side, coming up, come and hold. Just using the strength of those obliques to hold you here. One more breath. And then from here, taking that left arm down and taking that arm over the head and bringing that towards that thigh and reach and extend. So again, working a little bit here. Again, on the obliques, a little bit of movement, a little bit of strength. One more time. And just come back here, hover, hold, take that foot down, just take that arm up, reach long. One more breath. And then from here, once again, just bring yourself back to center. And then from here, instead of coming into a cat-cow, we're going to pick up those feet, push it over to the right, and just push that right hip over a little bit and give a stretch again through the side, through the obliques. Bring those knees and those feet back to center. Actually, feet, because the knees are staying there. And now shoot the feet off to the left. And look over the left hip, the left shoulder, push the left hip out to the side. And then back to center. Curl your toes, lift your hips, back to your downward facing dog. Come here, hold, one more breath. And then from here, back to our plank. Belly in, hold it tight. One more breath. And then from here, slowly shudder around, release to your up dog. And then to your down dog. And then looking towards those hands, walk or jump those feet to those hands. Stay standing forward fold, lengthen and lift. And hold it here. And then from here, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat back. We come to standing. All right, next up, as we go for a little bit more balance, the dancer. If you need help with balance, finding something to hold on to or stand beside to help with your balance, you can take that right ankle into the palm of the hand. So I'm taking the right ankle into the palm of the hand. First, just stretching through the quadricep. Pull that heel towards the buttocks, squeeze those inner thighs together, tuck that hip under. And then as you're ready, take that left arm up. And then as you can, bring yourself forward, keeping that chest lifted. Elevate that heel away from your body. Press it into the palm of the hand. And again, coming into our dancer, keeping that chest lifted. If you can't come here, you're okay to stay here. If you need help again with the balance, stay close to hold on to something. Do what you can, but make sure you're not just taking a tip from the hip. The chest is lifted, chest is up, head is up. One more breath. And let's bring ourselves back. We begin with that stretch. And then release. And then as we make our way to the other side, again, first start with grabbing a hold. That left ankle, that left hand. Squeeze those inner thighs together. And that heel towards your buttocks. And just hold it for a moment to get a stretch with the front of the leg. And as you can, elevate with that right arm. And as you can, bring ourselves forward. Again, draw that heel away from the body, push the ankle into the palm of the hand, keep that chest lifted. Make your way into dancing. Just come and hold. Keep breathing. Modify as needed. Take what's available to you today. One more breath. And then bring it back up. Again, just hover, hold for a moment. And then release. Alrighty, and then from here, shake it out, whatever you need to do. Inhale up, exhale, folding. Bring into that forward fold, take a moment, take a breath. Hands down, step or jump into your plank. Nice and strong, belly in, hover, hold. And then from here, slowly down, lower down, lift up, turn up, keep up the body, and lift up your toes, lift your hips into your downward facing. So as we come into a down dog, take a moment, take a breath. Do what you need. Get ready for a little bit more core work. And before we do, you can just make your way into child's pose. So coming into child's pose, for a moment, take back, sit back before we go into a side plank. Remembering your side plank, if it's not available to you today, there's ways to modify. I'll show you that when we get there. But when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back into that down dog. So back in the down dog, forward into that leg, take that right arm, that's what's centered, look underneath the body. Scoot those feet together, and then let's rotate and roll to the side. As we do, let's go ahead and take that left arm up, stacking those feet, stacking those hips most importantly. You can stack the feet or one in front of the other. If you need to, if that's not available to you, come down to that right knee. But if you can, try and hover, try and hold here. Try and breathe, try and lift those hips, lift and lengthen and hold. One more breath. And let's bring those hands down and then slowly chaturanga, release to your up dog, and then to your down dog, and then to your child's pose. And we'll give you a little break in between, give you a little rest. All right, but not much. Let's go back and make our way back into a downward facing dog. And go forward to that plank. This time left arm underneath. Stack those feet. Roll. Take that right arm up. Lift those hips. Roll. Keep those hips up. to lengthen. Use those obliques. Breathe. Take a double up if you need to. One more breath. And then back again to that plank. Slowly chaturanga. Release to your up dog. And then be ready for that downward facing dog. And from here to your knees and sit back in your child pose. If you'd like to, you can release those arms. You don't need to keep them long. You can roll those wrists. And you can just relax. Take a moment. And we can bring this hands back inside your head. And then very slowly, let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. And bring those legs out from underneath us. Make our way into our boat. So boat. Lots of ways that you can modify. You can, as we did before, hold the hamstrings, you can hold the shins, you can even hold the legs if you want to extend. But first, let's just start off with those feet on the floor. Take the arms out to the side, lean back. Lean back, chest is lifted, shoulders back and down. And then as you can, lift one leg and then lift the other. And again, if you need to, grab a hold. If you can, extend those legs. Again, shoulders back and down, squeeze those inner thighs together, roll those shoulders back. Hold right here. One more breath. And then send that momentum forward and forward those legs. We're giving it a little bit of a break. And then from here, as we make our way into reverse plank, I will give you some modifications because we did this earlier. In our reverse plank, our fingers are pointed towards that buttocks, hands are down underneath those shoulders. And then from here, we're going to start to peel that buttocks up off the floor and lift that body. Now, if it's available to you, you can take that head back. Now, if you're having a hard time here, then you can just take the hands down and lift the chest and roll back, or just lift the buttocks to where you can. So again, reverse plank, point those toes, lift and hold, breathe, lift a little higher if you can, one more breath. And then let's release and fold. Moving forward, holding. And from here, inhale, bring it up one more time, making our way to the boat. Again, the easiest way to do that is to start with those knees bent, roll back, take the arms forward, bend as you can, lift those legs. If you can, extend those legs. If you can, extend those legs up. If you want, you can also hold on to those legs if that's going to help you extend them. Roll the shoulders back and down, squeeze the same thighs together, and just breathe. Chest is open, one more breath. And then let's release it nice and long. Take those hands out overhead and reach, point, and stretch. So making that body as long as possible as you reach out overhead. And then from here, should feel a good stretch through that belly. Bring those knees in. And go ahead and circle, 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 circle. And then the other way. All right. Feels good, whatever feels good, roll it, rock it. And then as we are ready to make our way into our final posture for Shavasana, if you are not comfortable flat on your back and you want to take a blanket or something or a pillow under behind the back of your knees, feel free. If you're good to just lie back, take the arms out to the side, palms up, legs relax. Those legs can be apart a little bit, wherever it's comfortable for you. Just place to close your eyes. Take this time to let that body and that mind relax. Just take this time to let that body just be, and let that mind just be. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just breathe. Slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. You can move those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs. And whenever you're ready, rolling over on the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else, please choose a side. And remain here for a moment, and then we'll go blood flow coming back to come back to that part. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. And that's a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. When you're ready, use that outside arm. Bring yourself back up where we began this morning. I'm always thankful that you guys come to share with me, believing that we can do this and get through this. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week. Namaste. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good day and a good weekend.